Hi, I'm Alyssa Scott, and this is my International Skills Diplomacy presentation. So for extracurriculars, I went to the EF Leadership Summit in Berlin, Germany, and there I learned from different guest speakers from around the world in countries like Portugal, Thailand, and Norway on how different countries address the treatment of water, water access, and water usage. For the project within the summit, my team had to take many different perspectives on water worldwide into account. By understanding how water is used cross-culturally, it made it completely clear that the issue of water needs to be addressed by many different perspectives, as it was a global issue. And so this is what we did. There was a few people from, I think there was one from Berlin, there was one from Greece, and there was a few from the Western United States. And using our different perspectives, we were able to synthesize what we know about water and how we would problem solve through it into one larger conclusion. And so I kind of learned a bit more about how to work with people living in different areas and with different, explain problems in a different way with various solutions to come to this conclusion. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And in Spanish, so for courses I did Spanish, we watched telenovelas every Friday, pretty much in junior year. And through this, I learned a lot about how people were treated each other in different cultures, and like the clothing, the food, the traditions, superstitions, all of this is shown and emphasized through these telenovelas. And even though it is very dramatized, because it's a soap opera, it's always been really cool to see how directors show the different cultural aspects through telenovelas. Additionally, we also talked about different holidays from around the world, especially New Year's, which is on the picture on the right, which was in Madrid. It's a celebration for New Year's in Madrid, Spain, I believe, or Barcelona. I don't remember which one. I can't read it because it's too small. But there, it's a huge gathering, and they do this tradition that's like you eat 12 grapes before midnight for either different purposes or for good luck. It depends on which culture, because numerous countries do the 12 grapes for one for each month of the year, or 12 grapes for good luck, or for a goal. Either way, it was really cool to see the difference between American New Year, which is, yeah, you set goals, but then how it's very similar to eating the 12 grapes and yes, setting goals for the upcoming New Year as well. For community service, I worked at the Cocinertos, or the Little Chefs camp, for one of my teachers and with one of my friends. And at this camp, we taught 5 and 6-year-olds bits of Spanish, so they could start learning Spanish early on, but also in an interactive way, as we were doing a baking camp. And I thought it was really cool because not only did they learn new things, but I learned a lot about different ingredients. And even when we read stories, I just learned new vocabulary in general. When we were reading to the campers, or when one of the teachers was reading, or when we were just talking in Spanish or reading the recipes in Spanish. And I thought this was very interesting because if I ever wanted to travel to Spain, I now have the skills to know different, to actually still bake and be able to cook, which even though Spanish has trained me for it, the majority of it, there's still small things that I just didn't know, bits of vocabulary. And yes, thank you. That's my presentation.